Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out some more Pat Metheny group. First, Travels, second, Above the Treetops. A huge thanks to Daniel for requesting these tracks today, and I'm told that both of these are in two very different stylistic places, which, is well received, but I might extend that argument a little bit further and say that any singular PMG song isn't its own genre. You can listen to the first minute of a song from PMG, compare it to the second, it will be worlds apart, but the point is we love every evolving minute of that journey. So, yeah, whether these two songs are different from one another or not, maybe besides the point. We're just here to experience the madness that is PMG. Yeah, I'm excited to do it, so let's quickly jump in. Which of the 16 tiles that we see is this song? Right now my money is on the this 8th tile here. Love that rhythmic switch up. The way Lila just fits in perfectly. I'm sorry, I'm not displaying all of them. Here you go. Is it safe to say this is the most delicate PMG song? At least so far. I feel my brain slowly healing right now. Dude, to craft this soundscape, I feel like it sounds simple and it would be the hardest thing ever in practice. And it's just dripping with emotion. I think the two most interesting tiles in this album cover, bottom left and the one right next to it. Where did the cap go? Or did it just spawn there? Fill that empty space. Don't tell me it's over. Oh, this was live. I guess I should have mentioned that. Is it really over? Dude, that flew by. I can't think of a single song that I've reacted to on this channel, and I've done thousands of songs at this point. Like, I think I did the math a while ago. It was around like 3,000 plus. I bet at this point we're almost at 4,000 or 5,000. And I haven't heard a single song, even from PMG, that is just as quaint as this one. Like, the intensity does build, but it doesn't build all the way to like a massive rock chorus, for example. It's all within its own range, and that's what's so awesome about PMG is they find the pocket of the song and they just live there. They give it its identity. They don't stray away from it. Even if the identity isn't one that's easily recognized, it could have a very amorphous shape in terms of style or the genres that it traverses through, but it is still its own, n-dimensional object. And I like how this particular one, it is very, I think first and foremost, extremely palatable for the majority of audiences. Like if you were to give a first-time listener Pat Metheny, this may be one of the songs to do it, because I think melodically we kind of stay within a identifiable scale, which is nice. Even rhythmically, we don't go too crazy. There's moments where like Pat and Lyle's melodies are blending together, thereby causing the feel of the rhythm to change, but I don't think it actually does. So I feel like the time signature gets retained throughout, and all you have to do is just melt into the song as a listener. Yeah, this definitely stands alone in my mind. I would have to really like look at my list of everything I've listened to, and that would take a long time to parse through it all, but I really love the way that this song just sits there, exists. It's peaceful, it's blissful, and doesn't do too much more than it has to. So I'm very curious to see where they go with Above the Treetops here, because like Daniel mentioned, these two are in different places in terms of style, but let's see where that ends up being. Hopefully YouTube doesn't make me block the visuals. Weirdly enough, for PMG, I've had to block the visuals quite a bit. That is a cool name. Torsten de Winkel. I don't even know what part of the world that would be. I'm imagining all of these sounds as the leaves in the tree. So like we're looking down on the canopy right now. Yeah. The voice is flying above. I got chills already. echoes of chimes. You don't often see that get used. I feel like I'm listening to like prayer. Oh, they don't do this in prayer though. Oh, the roar of the audience is giving me chills too. This is already magic. Gave him the best tone ever. Place to pause it, he just flows. Back into it. I like so much of what I hear from Pat. The way he decides to dance in these solos. I remember when I was probably like 10 or 11, I don't think the age exactly matters, but I watched this like touring Chinese acrobat show, and I think they either came to our school or we went to like a venue on a field trip and then saw them. It's too long ago to remember the exact venue, but we saw them perform, and it was such a mesmerizing performance because they move so fluidly in their physical space. They control every part of their body. Like when you're even practicing guitar, for example, a thing that you learn to do is train each and every single one of your fingers independently, so that you can play all up and down the fretboard, manipulate each finger to best serve the movement in which you want to play. And a specific example of that is to like avoid the pinky flyaway, to conserve your energy and retain full focus on what you're playing. And imagine that example, but applied to every muscle in your body all at once. There were moments where like these acrobats would be in the air completely still, not because gravity isn't fighting them or because they aren't like holding on to something for dear life, but because they have so much strength and control of their entire body that they can hold still. Another tangible example would be those street performers who like you can kind of move their hands and they're very robotic, but if you don't move them, they will stay still for hours. Anyways, with that Chinese acrobatic show, there was a moment where they played no music and they just kind of like moved through space. And I don't know, I just got reminded of that as I was listening to this, particularly in Pat's soloing. And one last thing before we jump back into it, about Pat's soloing, there is a moment where he is almost playing like he's basically just like playing one note over and over and over, not like a tremolo where he's going as fast as possible, but just playing one note, playing it again, squeezing the most juice out of it that he can. And I feel like that is such an underutilized, I don't think it's technique, but just strategy in your composition to just play one note because everybody feels how good that note is and just play it again. Play it again with a little bend, with a little bit more of attack or more passively, but let that note be the sole focus of everyone. And, you know, play it over and over in the ways that you'd like. I'll try to pull it back to that moment because this was a rather long solo. I know I talked for a bit, but this is too good to not. Right there. Just that note over and over, and it sounds so good every time. Hare Krishna people. To end on the chime. I mean, yeah. It's blissful, man. I love these performances. Like, I literally will react to all the PMG you guys want. So yeah, if you want to request more, you can always use the first link below. You guys know the way I feel about PMG, but to bring something new to the table, I don't think I've brought this up before. I feel like when they hit flow state in their songs, which is very quick for them, like there's almost a moment where you'll notice that you yourself have entered flow state as a listener. And speaking as somebody who I do a lot of music reactions, that is a very different place for me as a listener, because when I've entered that flow state, every thought that I have about what I'm listening to, it just fully makes sense, rather than coming from like an overly analytical place where you have a lot of like disconnected facts without a threaded story. And not that there's anything wrong with having disconnected facts, but it is nice to kind of weave all of that together in a sensible tapestry. And I don't know, when you listen to PMG, it is meditative, it is like vibrationally very high, and when it seeps into your gray matter, it gets you into that flow state too. And I feel like as I listen to PMG, I get more creative and my thoughts become clearer. Maybe it's because I've listened to PMG enough times on the channel and just in my own listening where it's easy for me to wrap my brain around what they do, but like there's so many times still where I'm listening to a track from them and it just defies my own reality and expectation. So what I'll say about these two songs is that they are a lot more digestible for a newcomer to PMG than some of their like atonal stuff or crazy dynamic stuff that like kind of you have 10 seconds to understand this section, and if you don't, well, a new 10-second section has arrived that will kind of put you on your ass once again. So there's always that tension, I suppose, with other PMG songs. So I guess I'm glad that I had the precursor going into these tracks, that they were different from one another, but what I think ties them thematically together is that they are authentically themselves. I can understand them well enough. Melodically, they are so beautiful. I love the soft approach to the first track. I love the super melodic approach and the spiritual approach to the second. But that's my opinions. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope y'all enjoyed watching today. I will catch you in the next reaction. Take care of yourselves, my friends.